Okay, so I've got Mallory and Lisa here. They are our winners of our Member of the Quarantine contest. We just wanted to kind of shout them out because they've been doing a really great job of staying on track during these kind of unprecedented times. So welcome, guys. Thanks for doing this little fun interview with me. So my first question for you guys, and I'll let you guys answer one at a time. Mallory, you can go first. How long have you been a member of Grit City, and what was your goal when you first started? Hello, Gucci.
I became a member officially in January. I had done a Groupon trial in October the year prior, and then a year even before that, I had done a month as well. So I always forget the question. What was the rest of that?
What was your goal when you first started with us? What was the goal?
Oh, my daytime job, 40 hours a week, is completely sedentary. I just sit at the office. So my goal was to be active. I used to have a very active lifestyle with a job, and I haven't experienced that in probably 15 years. So my goal was to at least move my body at least 3 times a week.
Okay. What about you, Lisa? Your turn.
I joined Jowers training system or whatever it was called in 2014 on a Groupon with one of my girlfriends, Kelly McDonald. She was going to Jowers for nutrition and personal training and team training. So I joined for team training and I loved it. I had been working out quite a bit prior to that. I trained for a half marathon in 2012, and so I was still going to a gym, but doing it on my own and probably not doing it very effectively. And so once I joined, I loved it. I never knew what CrossFit was or boot camp or whatever, and I loved it. And I finished my Groupon, took a couple months off, and then became a member, and I've just loved it ever since. I love keeping active. I feel like if you're not active, you're dead.
I like it. I like it very much. So how have you guys stayed on track during quarantine, and how do you feel that Grit has helped you with this?
I think first and foremost, the biggest shout out is to the fact that you allowed us to check out equipment. So you let us come in as members and one by one check out 3 things. And that's really helpful because most of us don't have equipment at home. And then you started changing the workouts to be modified so that we could utilize the equipment that we had at home now. And you guys have always provided an app that we could use to kind of see what the workouts for the day were going to be. But then you provided a quarantine version of the workout. And then you guys supersized your activity online. Like you went crazy with all your posts and videos and your Zooms, and I guess it got me motivated to create a place in my house that I could work out in, to try to figure out technology so that I could participate in your Zoom meeting so the coaches can correct my form and so that you can see what I'm doing and that I actually know I'm doing things effectively. And I think the best part of all of that is that my house has become a place of balance instead of excessive or secretive laziness. So it's balance. There's health and nutrition in my house. There's fitness in my house. There's also rest and there's sleep and there's laziness, but it's all more balanced during quarantine time.
Awesome. And I think that's really cool too, because building those habits, especially in the hardest way possible, when it's at home, more by yourself, will help keep you, with those habits in the future too, which is really
I think so too.
Yeah. What about you, Lisa? How have you stayed on track during quarantine, and how have we helped you with that? And I just want to give you a little shout out too, because part of the reason we wanted to give you the award is because you guys are a little bit different. Like Mallory has been very involved with the Zooms, and you've been very involved in a different way. It's a good example that you can still do it on your own and be consistent and show your consistency, without always joining the lives.
Thank you. For one, it's important for us all to do some sort of exercise every day because the kids don't have PE like they normally would. So we've been trying to involve the whole family as much as possible. Tracy, my husband, is also has been working out for probably about the last 6 months. So together we motivate each other to make sure we're still doing some sort of a workout pretty much every day. And I had made so much progress since I took 2 months off last year and then came back. I've made so much progress. I didn't want to lose it.
Yeah.
When I was doing my hair today, I was seeing like a little bit of muscle right there. Like I could see it popping out.
Yeah, that's awesome. And doing your hair is quite a workout. So that's something that working out helps you with. Like having your arms up the whole time, like your arms get tired. Oh, that's awesome. Cool.
And I love all of the quarantine workouts. I mean, if I don't do a quarantine workout, then I don't count it in my post. But
Yeah.
as long as I'm doing a Jowers training, Grit City training workout, I count it. And most of the time, that's what I do because I really enjoy them.
Good. I'm glad. Yay. Yeah. I mean, we just wanted to shout you out because you've been really consistent with like still doing your check-ins. And I think it's really cool because it motivates people too. Like I think you should, give yourself credit because I've had people, specifically reach out to me and be like, man, I didn't want to do my workout. And then I saw Lisa's post and she figured it out and did it at like 10 o'clock at night. So I have to do my workout, so that's super awesome. Awesome. So next question for you guys, what is your favorite movement or workout that we have?
Okay. My answer is push-ups. I love them because they were probably the exercise I couldn't do in high school. Mm-hmm. And now I'll be 37 this year. And when I started in October, I would do a push-up modified like by standing and bracing myself against the wall or against a bar or a platform of some sort. Now I can do push-ups in all the workouts, and I'm pretty proud of myself for doing that. I also appreciated the specialized training that you guys started, the 10 minutes of helping us do a form or a movement better. And that was, I think, on Wednesday, we did push-ups and presses or something like that. And so just to see the little differences. There was one push-up that is the downward dog, and then you move up into like you do this hinge motion. That is probably the coolest movement for me.
It's hard.
I love it.
I think I tried to argue with Jeff about, that one was like the push back one. But we were arguing about the Hindu push-up, and I was like, that's a yogi push-up. And he's like, no, the Hindu people did it. And I'm like, that's like where yoga stems from. And he was like, it's a Hindu push-up. And I'm like, it's a yogi push-up. That's awesome. Yep. Cool. How about you, Lisa? Favorite
My favorite movement is any sort of a bench press, chest press, or overhead press. It's where I'm strongest, and so it's what I like.
Yeah.
Conversely, my least favorite is like weighted squats or thrusters because I feel like that's where I'm least strong.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which probably means I should do it more.
Yeah. Totally. What are your current goals and how do you feel quarantine has affected them, if at all?
My current goal, it started out originally like just 3 hours a week was my goal, 3 days a week, but now with quarantine, I have been able to be active every day, and I don't have the commute to the gym. I don't have the rush hour traffic that makes me not want to go to the gym after 5. I don't have the early morning wake ups that I get to the gym before 5. I don't have that. So with quarantine, it's made it so that I really have no excuse after quarantine, because even if I can't make it to the gym, I can still maintain my health and fitness goals right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. Super awesome that you've, adapted to it in a positive way instead of being like, oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I can't go there. It's pretty cool to adapt to it and be like, oh, I can actually take advantage and kind of go all in. That's really awesome.
When you look around the house and you can see things, like I think Jeff he'll literally look in our living rooms and say, oh, you have a cat behind you. Why don't you do this motion for this one? Or you have any stairs? I was doing box jumps on I have 2 stairs outside. I have 2 stairs. So I was just jumping onto them, but I would have never thought to do it before. So now it's like, oh, there's all sorts of ways to be active all around me.
Yeah, totally. Sorry guys, my lovely little kitty here really enjoys knocking things over, especially she's very fond of metal tumblers. Metal tumblers are her favorite thing to knock over.
They make a great sound.
And then she knocks it over and then just stares at it. How about you, Lisa? What are your current goals and how do you feel quarantine has affected them, if it has?
Well, I think my goals stay pretty much the same. I want to be strong and I'd like to lose some fat on my body, like to be able to see the muscles. Mm-hmm. That's the goal. The beginning of quarantine, when we thought it was only going to be a couple weeks long, I feel like my cat was scratching the couch. She never does that. We're kind of indulging a little bit and really had to rein that back because this could go on for, who knows how long, and have to eat more sensibly. And so still to stay on track, lose some fat and gain muscle. Yes.
Cool. And so now you feel like you're getting a little bit more in a routine with nutrition and whatnot?
Yes, definitely.
Cool. So fun question for you guys. What do you love most about Grit City?
I love the people and the environment of transparency. I've tried to explain it before, but this is really the only environment where I have that it is all on me to be as good as I can be, or to be better than I was yesterday, or to recognize if my body doesn't move the same today as it did yesterday, and maybe it won't move the same tomorrow. So when I started going to Grit at 5 a.m., we're all tired, we're all moody, and we're all accepted to come in that way. And then we leave better. When we communicate with each other, we are it's just such a feeling of transparency, because we're just utilizing our body and the tools that you guys have helped taught us, and we're just trying to get a little better. So it just feels really open, free, welcoming, and transparent.
That's so sweet. That's awesome. I love it. Your turn, Lisa.
I just feel like when I come in at 9:15, those are my people. Like, I truly miss them when I don't see them, and I wonder about them, and I'm sure they wonder about me if I'm not there too. Like, I'll hear, "Where have you been all week?" And it's because I've gone at 5 or 6 a.m. or to lunchtime. So I just really love them, and then I appreciate you guys too. I feel like the years that I've been there, it's evolved a lot. I feel like we're encouraged to speak up if something's hurting, so you can help us modify. And I really appreciate that, because the last thing I want to do is hurt myself and then not be able to come back.
Yes, definitely. That's awesome. Cool. So what do you think is your favorite activity that you do outside of the gym that your fitness has helped you with?
Well, since I really only started in January, I haven't had the opportunity to go do some of the things that I would like to do. I was quite a hiker last summer, and it started in 2014, and I would go to pretty high elevations and I would do some pretty amazing things, but the recovery time was always a lot longer than I think it will be now, and I think I'll be able to do a lot more. I'll be able to accomplish a lot more this year. So I'm looking forward to that. It's just not the season right now.
Yeah. Hiking is a lot on your body for sure. I remember years and years ago when I was just this little cardio bunny, and that's all I did, but it was like the cardio bunny where you're on a, treadmill running around forever and you're really not in great shape. I tried to go on way harder of a hike than I could do. I think I did is Mount Si the one with it's a million freaking rocks and it's like you kind of have to climb, it's pretty steep. I think it's Mount Si.
thigh and little thigh. And big thigh is really hard,
Yeah,
and it's really
that's the one I did. It was like an all day affair, and I tried to tell my friends like, oh, I'm in such good shape. I work out all the time. Like I run and I walk and I like do all this stuff, but it's like just cardio. And I died, dude. I didn't move for like a day afterwards because I was trying to keep up with my friends, and I'm like, my ankles were hurting so bad. I wore Nikes though, like just Nikes, not even hiking shoes or boots. My
right.
ankles were like swollen, like it hurt to walk the next day. I was like, I need to like take work off and sit here. And I did it again. You know, I've done it before, and now it's like a hike that I really enjoy. And it's definitely a lot different when you've been lifting weights and your
Yeah.
strength is
Different.
there, and then having shoes helps too, like not Nikes.
Get the real one. Get the real one.
Mhm. How about you, Lisa? What's your favorite activity that you do outside the gym that your fitness has helped you with?
I would say mostly just walking. We walk the neighborhood and to our favorite dog park, and our neighborhood is very hilly. Maybe you know, Mallory, we live in Crystal Ridge.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Lots of hills.
Lots of hills. And it's
Yeah.
just gotten easier and easier as I've been doing it more on quarantine, and then just knowing that my body is stronger. Getting up the hills still will take my breath away, but it's not like I'm huffing like I was before.
Yeah.
I
Awesome.
live by the Woodbine Cemetery Hill,
Oh
Lisa.
yeah.
And so when Jeff will tell us to go run, I get so mad because the only way I can go run is up a hill.
Yeah.
But I will say that now I at least run half of it.
Good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. So, what would you say to someone that was interested in joining Grit and was on the, but was still on the fence about it?
Well, I'd have to ask them why they're on the fence, what part of it, because as I have 2 years in a row, the Grit City Groupon to get a part of it. For me, it was the monetary part. I knew that I could tell by your members and by the gym setup, the equipment that you have, that if I actually did it, I would see the results I want and I would feel my body train differently or change. And it was the money part that I just couldn't prioritize.
Uh-huh.
And then through time, stuff shifted. So I first have to ask them, what is it? What is it that is keeping them from trying it? I would ultimately say that I've been to a lot of just regular gyms where you just feel lost and you feel like you're not really sure why you're there, if you're in the right place, if you're doing the thing right, if you're using the machine correctly, if you're hurting yourself or helping yourself. And I've been to CrossFit gyms and I've been to all sorts of classes, and I love yoga. I mean, I've done a lot of things, but in your gym, in Grit City Fitness, I have never received more knowledge about my body, about my nutrition, about why things hurt or feel a certain way, or I had an infection in my head that I'd had for 2 years, diagnosed as an ear infection. And Jeff literally helped me figure out there was some TMJ issues. I then got diagnosed with that. And that was from my gym coach. So there's crazy things like that, or how I am hyper flexible apparently in various areas. So now being as flexible as I thought was a good thing, apparently it's not a good thing. I shouldn't be going as far as I can go. I have to control myself more. So I guess the knowledge that you gain about yourself through the financial investment is completely worth it. Try the Groupon, see what you think. It's not like the other gyms.
Yeah. Awesome. That's awesome to hear. How about you, Lisa? What would you tell someone?
Ditto to everything Mallory said. I just think you have to really get in there and try it. And I feel like if you have someone coming in that has been going to a normal gym like Planet Fitness or something, they'll really find it's almost like one-on-one coaching, because our classes aren't huge most of the time. So we have someone there ready to coach us and correct us if needed all the time. And you're not just working out frivolously. You're doing it for a very specific reason or body part on that particular day. I just feel like they would find the benefit to that and hopefully realize, even though it costs a little bit more, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think what I realize now in the last 5 or 6 months that it's such a scripted course of events. So when I don't go a day, when I go a day without Grit City, I realize that my body missed like the step in between the next ones. Like if I skip a workout, I skipped a necessary process to the next workout.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that I've never experienced that in any gym.
That's funny you say that, because I'm glad that you noticed that, because we do write the workouts to go together for the week, so that's really cool that you notice that and that you feel the difference, because we don't want to do the same thing every day, or like overemphasize the same body part for a couple days and then so we try to balance it the week. So that's cool that you've noticed that.
Yep.
I love it. Awesome. Fun question for you guys. What is your favorite cheat or treat food? Cheat or treat?
Okay. So it is just normal food, like a great burger, but there is one, I thought about this. There is one sweet food that I love like crazy, but I only have it about once or twice a year. And it's at Metropolitan Market. It is this chocolate cake called Texas Sheet Cake. And it's like fudge with, it's like a cake, and the frosting goes into the cake, so it makes it fudgy.
Okay.
And it's so
I've had that, and I bet Jeff loves like chocolate, like pure chocolate.
It's chocolate.
So he would really love that.
And it's not that sweet. And the way that it's cooked, the cake is hot, and it's low in sugar on that part, and the fudgy frosting is where the sugar is. And then you pour the hot fudgy frosting on the hot cake so it melts into it. It's so good. And it's only $4.
That's funny. Okay, but their cookie is so good.
Their
cookie, yeah.
But my chocolate chip cookies are really good, so I never would buy that.
Okay, but do you put nuts in them and see
I do sometimes.
Well, then maybe you should make me
some. Okay, I'll just.
You know what's funny is a lot of my clients make me like really like junk food, like treat. I mean, it's homemade, but like Michelle made me carrot cake. I swear to you guys, I wasn't even saying it just to be nice. It's like the best carrot cake I've ever had. And I think it's because she puts like a lot of carrots in it, and she puts raisins and nuts, and it's so freaking good. And it was funny. She told me that she used like a cooking light recipe. So it's like a little bit lighter for the cake, like what you were saying about your chocolate cake.
Yeah.
A little bit lighter. Like the cake itself was more almost like a bread, like a moist bread, but then the frosting, she still used cream cheese frosting, so it's like perfect and not like overly sweet.
So good.
I definitely overate on that. I was like, Michelle, this is not in a week, okay? And I'm the one who ate it, not Jeff.
That's
How about you, Lisa? What's your favorite cheat or treat food?
Well, I've been thinking about it since yesterday. I think there's a couple. For one, I also make really good chocolate chip cookies, so I probably wouldn't buy the chocolate chip cookie at Met Market either. But yes, I think tacos. I love tacos. Any kind of tacos I love. But chips and guacamole. I love avocados. Like really any kind of avocado. It's my favorite, and it's not really a cheat because it's not terrible for you, but you can overeat it, definitely.
What's your favorite kind of chip?
Juanita.
Yes, the greasy ones.
Yes. The greasy ones, those are good. Juanitas, or I really like the chips. I don't remember the brand, but they make like a hint of lime, so it's like salty and a little bit of lime.
I love those. So, those are so good. Tostitos, I think, makes those hint of lime. There is a good one called, I think it's Garden of Eden or something, but it's like chili. They're blue corn, and they put chili powder on them.
Yes.
They're not very salty, but they're so good flavor.
Yes.
I like that.
Other cheat food I would say, and we have it like twice a year usually, is I love Frisco Freeze.
Whoa.
You guys want to hear something crazy? I have still not yet had Frisco Freeze. I have not.
I ate there one time.
I'm gonna have to have it because I rave about Beefy's Burgers. Is like my favorite burgers in Tacoma, and I think those are along the same line of style of burger. It's like a kind of an old school diner type burger, right?
Yeah.
Frisco Freeze. Yeah, that's the same style of burger at Beefy's, and I really love Beefy's. It's like, in my opinion, out of what I've had thus far, I think it's the best burgers in Tacoma. So I'll have to try.
Had Flippin' Out? Did you go to Flippin' Out yet on 12th in Tacoma?
You know, I don't think so. Jeff, have you had Flippin' Out burgers?
Yeah.
You think
I like-
Beefy's is better?
Think who?
Beefy's.
Yeah,
I have.
He said Beefy's is better. How about, so I still haven't had Frisco Freeze.
I don't really like Flippin' Out.
He said he doesn't really like Flippin' Out.
I like Flippin' Out, but it's because they're more like, I can put green peppers and
Yeah,
like it's all,
they're unique in their toppings, but they're like non-fried toppings.
yeah.
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 I think Beefy's is better.
Do you
I
think
have
Beefy's is
Here,
better?
I'll have to go.
Beefy's, I think so.
Yeah.
But that's because Frisco Freeze is just like old drive-in diner style burger, so it's like the same as anywhere at that point.
Beefy's is like old diner style, but they mix it up too. Like they have a secret menu and they do some special
I
stuff.
think, yeah, like, I mean, how would you explain Cougar Country?
Cougar Country's the same way. It's like a old school diner style. Like it's greasy, it's a buttery, bun. And then they
Cheese wine rolls.
play it up a little bit, but like the basic stuff is like my favorite. Like just the
Yeah.
yeah.
Basic Frisco Freeze. Mm.
Yeah. This is like the longest part of the conversation is about.
Of course.
So we'll end this with, what is your favorite motivational quote?
Oh, right. Well, I have two. One of them is actually from the Bible, which kind of is odd for me, coming from me, but it has to do with the measure of enthusiasm you receive insight or knowledge about something, but then proving it to yourself. So it's the Apostle Paul, I believe, and he was talking about the Bereans being more noble-minded than those in Thessalonica, because though they loved what they heard, they went back home and did their own research. So I think that applies to everything we do, even Grit Cities, trying it out and seeing what your body can do and learning more and figuring out why you're excited about it for yourself. And also, I love Begin Again. Breathe, begin again. It's kind of a yoga thing, kind of a meditation thing, but I think we focus a lot on how many failures we make or how we might lose the breath in meditation, or I can't stop the flow of thoughts, or I can't. And instead of that, just start again. Just start again.
I love that. Okay. I wrote down the same motivational quote I gave you several months ago. It's in my heart because I feel like I don't really think of quotes very often. I don't know. It's not what I do. But I do like this one, and I used it before, so I'll use it again. You don't have to be great at something to start, but you have to start to be great at something.
Aww.
Yes. I love that, because that's so true, because that's what we tell people too. We always tell people, hey, just start. Doing something is better than nothing. Even if you're starting is just by drinking more water or walking down, just walking down the street and walking back to your house, like that's better than nothing. Like just start and then it go from there. I love that. That's awesome.
You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of every time I would start going to the team training classes and you're doing the movements wrong. But Jeff also knows the limit to him correcting you for the day.
Yeah.
So he'll just let you. That one's not going to hurt her that bad. We'll just let her do that one right now. We'll fix it tomorrow.
Really, that's really funny that you say that too, because when I first started coaching, I initially had only had experience with like coaching one-on-one people. And I actually, when I started, Jeff and I started working together, I was very like stressed about coaching classes, because I was like, well, I've only ever coached people one-on-one. How do you coach a class? That's so stressful. Everybody's form is wrong. How could I possibly fix everyone? And that's something you kind of learn just from experience, and also from Jeff, like, no, you're not making everyone perfect. That's not the point. Is you're just focusing on everyone, noticing everything going on, allowing a little bit of room for error, kind of like you were saying, like it's okay if they're not perfect as long as they're not going to hurt themselves,
Yeah.
It's cool that you notice that. And also, yeah, because it can be annoying if we're constantly like it would actually probably be a negative experience if we were trying to make every person in the class move perfectly and just
Yeah.
nitpick every little thing and be like, oh, you need to move 1 centimeter to this side and da da da,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's awesome. My cat's going crazy, you guys. She's like, let me swat at something. Knock something over, step on your keyboard or something. All right. Thank you, ladies.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day, you guys. Enjoy this lovely gray weather.
Enjoy yours.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, Lisa.